Hello and welcome back, boardwalkers, to the art studio. I'm CB Mac. Did you know that Winsor and Newton made watercolor pencils? They come in these lovely tins. They come in sets of 12, 24, 26, 48, and 50. And back in 2022, I bought this set of watercolor pencils and I swatched them out on this gray watercolor paper. It was a cheap drugstore pack of paper that I found that I used, and I swatched them out and made notes. And my notes say, creamy, rich, smooth laying down of the dry color that blends quickly when a damp brush touches the color. Light colors like the white, soft peach, pastel pink, and ice gray 3 are hard to see on this gray paper. They have excellent light fastness. They're highly pigmented. And the nice thing about them are they are ACMI certified non-toxic. So I thought we'd swatch these out today. Let me open them up. Like I said, they come in this nice lovely tin. And when I'm out plein air painting, if I take my big board here, I have this magnetic strip that I can set both the lid and the bottom on, and it keeps my pencils still so that I can use them. But I'm going to turn these sideways here and put that lid there. They come with this nice little finger grips so that you can pull them out and separate both the trays of 12. And they're labeled with the Winsor Newton brand and the color. And they also have the color that is close to what the color is that they actually are. But as you see, this midnight blue looks a little black compared to the swatch color. So that's why you need to swatch your colors. Now, the only other thing that's bad about the labeling of these is if you have a set of their colored pencils that also come in a tin, they're labeled exactly like this, but you can't tell whether they're a colored pencil or a watercolor pencil until you use them. So that's why I have that little sticker on the front of mine. But today I'm going to use either, I may try using my Princeton Neptune 12 round or my Princeton Aqua Elite number 8 round today, so you can see what it looks like with those. But usually I use these watercolor pencils when I don't want to carry tubes of paint and I just want to use these water brushes. This is the Pentel round tip large, I think. These come in a fine small and a large and a medium round. And they're basically, you just unscrew the top right here and you just fill it up with some water. You put some water in it and fill it up. Screw this cap back on. And then you give this a gentle squeeze when you're, a gentle squeeze to get the water to come out of the brush, as you can see there on my finger. And that's how all the water brushes work. I've got this round one, but I thought today I'd bring out this, and I do not remember the brand of this one, my big, large flat, because it is the size of my squares for making my swatches that I use. And I'm going to swatch these today in this Painter's Color Travel Diary, the 6" by 8" 100% cotton watercolor paper, which is 140 pounds cold press. And this is, you know, the book of all my colors. I have every one of my palettes swatched out, and you guys have seen those videos. I can put some links of those in here. But we swatch out every one of the colors of my art palettes so that when I am going out plein air painting or sketching, I take this with me and I can decide what colors, you know, out of which set I'm using I want to use. I've got this page set up. Well, if I can get this protective sheet fixed. Come on. Lay flat there. I've got these set up, and I thought we would swatch these out today. But first, could I ask you, if you're enjoying my video channel, could I ask you to please subscribe to my channel, tap that thumbs up like button, and share this video with friends who you think might enjoy the video. Also, click on that bell icon notification to get updates of when my upcoming videos are. It makes a very huge difference in growth and support of my channel when you click on the thumbs up button or subscribe to my channel. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to the 41 subscribers that I have today. I am amazed there are that many people who are enjoying watching me just paint and draw and just create art. So it's a huge thank you, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm also going to put affiliated links to Amazon, which is where I bought this set for these watercolor pencils and for the water brushes and the regular paint brushes and this travel diary. That means I will get a small commission at no additional purchase, no additional cost to you when you purchase them. I've found that you can get these also on the Blick website. The price for the 24 colors set is running about $24 to $29 depending on which site. But now the largest set, the 50 set of watercolors, is running exactly the same price on Amazon as it is Blick right now, for around $60 US. And I'm not sure what the exchange rate is for the rest of the world, for the euro or the prices in Asia or Europe or South America or Australia. So I'm sure there's a conversion that you guys can do for that. But let's get started. I'm going to use, like I said, this watercolor brush because, as you can see, it's the same exact size as my block there. And I found that if you go over the pencil marks a number of times, it does make it harder to spread the color. You usually end up erasing the whole color or making it way too wet. So without any further ado, let's get started with the white. And I'm going to do these, I'm going to cover this white, I'm going to cover the black line on these and fill in the box behind here with the pencil and go just a little bit out from it so that we can see what these swatch out as. Now that covers that line, and I'm going to color these squares first before we put the watercolor on them. That way we can see how they look on the paper before I put the water on it. And I'll raise these up to show you. I have found that these pencils work great with a metal handheld pencil sharpener or a mechanical pencil sharpener. I do have a mechanical one when I'm in the studios that I use. Now, that was the white and the yellow. Next color is our sunflower. And our sunflower is a little bit more warmer yellow. These are laying down color really nice. We've got the orange here. This is also so I can see if they cover this black line and see how opaque they get. Our next color is a mandarin. It's a orangey red. It's a darker orangey red. Then I've got the red. And these are laying down really a lot of pigment. I can feel it gripping on this paper. Really nicely. We've got carmine, which is a blue red, blue leaning red. Would be a cool red on the cool side. We've got rose pink. And you can see how they're going to look compared. They're a little bit brighter on the white paper than they are the gray paper, I feel. Now, let's try this soft peach and see how that's going to show up on this paper. Compared to the other one, it shows up a lot better on the white paper than it does on the gray. And we've got pastel pink. It's showing up a little bit better, but not much. Plum, which is a nice purple. And I'm only covering half of this box because I would like to carry it out like we did here to see how light we can get it. All right, here's our midnight blue. And that's laying down a lot of pigment on those. And see, that does not match that pencil tip. So it's a nice thing that they have them labeled, but it's always good to swatch out your colors because you can't always go by the end or what's on the package even. We've got True Blue next. And these colors are coming down nice. They're going across the paper really smooth and quickly. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. This royal blue Looks more on the purple side. A purpley blue. See how that's looking purple? That's kind of the purple between it and plum in the set, in this 24 set. I'm not sure what all colors they have in their 50 set, which is their complete pencil set of colors. We've got the azure blue, which is kind of like a cerulean color, or a turquoise color almost. Well, no, because we've got turquoise in here. So that azure blue is kind of in between a regular blue and a cerulean blue almost. We've got ice gray. Now the ice gray looks like it's coming on here and showing up on my paper a lot better on the white than it did the gray. There it is here, here it is here. You can just barely see it. I mean, it really blended in with the gray paper. All right, here's the turquoise. And this is a really nice turquoise. It's got a shade of green tint to it. Now we're getting into our greens. We've got a lush green, which is nice and dark. It's the darkest green we have in this set of 24. Then we've got this bright grass green. My favorite color out of this set is the olive green. It's just a nice woodsy green that I love. Then we have a caramel, light brown color. We have our umber. The nice thing about using watercolor pencils is that sometimes you could do your sketch, if you're plein air painting or urban sketching, with these, or do a line and wash while you're out and about, and then your pencil line kind of fades in to your painting. Sometimes they fade in and sometimes they don't. It just depends on the brand, I've noticed. This is the burnt sienna. And then our last color is going to be our black. And I'll hold these all up again so you can see them before I put water on them. Turn those around where you guys can see the names. That way you can see the names in that, so that when I swatch these out, you'll be able to see what they look like. All right, so nice lid goes on the back. Let's see if we can get this started where it's putting out the color, the water a little bit. All right, and I'm just going to drag this across my paper. Now the white, you can tell the white is moving because the tip of my paintbrush is wet and white. So let's see what happens here. Ooh, that's nice. The yellow. And we've got sunflower. Come on across there. I don't want to come across very much there. Got that. It's a little warmer yellow. We've got the orange coming across. These blend out really nice. Mandarin. Get on there. There we go. Our red. That red is really bright. These blend out really nicely. There's our first row of color. You see how that yellow and that sunflower are just slightly different. This one's a little cooler than this one. So you've got a warm yellow and a cool yellow. All right. I've got a thing of water here. I'm going to help make sure that my brush is nice and clean. We've got carmine, which is a nice rich pink red. We've got our rose pink. That one is fading out. That one is really, really light. Our soft peach. Now, I put a lot of pigment on that. Y'all saw that. And these are really fading, even on the white paper. Pastel pink. Those are almost erasing. Plum. Ooh. That is a lot of pigment there. Blue, and that's a heavy pigment. It's a really heavy pigment there. That's our second row. We got true blue. pastel blue. Purple is out before we go over this azure blue because it's such a light color. Might be too much water. Okay. Ice gray. That one looks like it might fade out too. Yeah. Those four colors, the white, the soft peach, the pastel pink, and the ice gray, are really going to be hard to see. Those colors might actually work better if you use a beige or a black paper. You might be able to see those better next on that size paper. I've got some multimedia paper in black and tan. If you guys would like to see me swatch these color pencils on that, put down colored paper in the comments for me, and that will let me know that yes, you guys want to see a video next with these watercolor pencils on another colored paper, on the brown or the beige or the black multimedia paper, to see how this lighter colors work. All right, and that's our third group with the turquoise and the lush green. Piece of paper towel on my paper. All right. Make sure this brush is clean. We're going to go over the grass color. This is a nice little spring green color. And we've got my favorite color, which is the olive green. Tell me in the comments which one of these 24 colors is your favorite of the colors that we've swatched here today. There we go. Make sure we're clean. Caramel brown. It's almost like a mustardy brown, like a yellow ochre almost. Or a honey brown. And we have umber. And we have burnt sienna. last but not least, we have this black, which is a really rich color. You could water it down almost to a Payne's gray looking color. And there we have it. 24 colors of Winsor & Newton. Now, Winsor & Newton used to sell watercolor pencils on their website. I did not see any of the watercolor pencils on their website, but they do, like I said, sell them on Blick and Amazon, and you can get them to try them out. I like them. They're one of my favorite watercolor pencils. And they come in these lovely metal tins, which are great if you're using them on a easel outdoors, because then you can magnetize them and keep them still to stick and not lose them. But tell me, which one of these 24 colors is your favorite color? And like I said, if you'd like to see me swatch these colors on a darker black or a blue or gray or the beige tan mixed media papers to see what these watercolor papers look like, put colored paper in the comment section. If you have any questions or additional comments that you would like to ask me, do put those in the comment section. I do read each and every one of the comments, and I definitely try to answer all the questions that are posted. I hope you've enjoyed this swatching of the Winsor & Newton watercolor pencils. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Goodbye for now.